Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. This is Teacher Simon taking you through IGCSE Extended Mathematics, paper 0580 stroke 41 for May, June 2025, and this is part 2. Question 14 is coming from graphs. You're saying the table shows some values for y is equal to 5x squared minus x cubed, then minus 4. And this is what we are having here. Then part A, we're supposed to complete that table. That means we are going to get 5, and then where there is x, I'm going to put this -1, then minus, then -1 here, cubed, then minus 4, to get a value that goes here. And then it is the same thing I'm going to do here when I put 1, okay? I put 1 here, I cube it, then minus 4, and then 5, then 4 squared here, then minus. This one is going to be a 4 again, cubed, then minus 4. So this one gives us what is going here, and then this one gives us what is going there. 5 into -1 squared, then minus 1, then brackets cubed, and then minus 4. This one gives us a 2, so I'll put here a 2. Then the next one, 5 here, minus 1, that one gives us a 4, then 4 minus 4, that one will be a 0. And then here, what do we have? So where there is -1, I'm just going to put a 4 everywhere. 4 here also. We get 12 here, so that is what I'm going to put there. Those are free marks, okay? Then part B, on the grid, draw the graph of this one, okay? Now, we plot -2, 24. When you look at the vertical axis, okay, looking at the vertical axis, 1 centimeter, one smaller box, we need to get to know the value of a smaller box is equivalent to, they are adding 10 every now and then, so we shall get 10, then divide by 10, that is a 1. And then for the horizontal axis, one small box will be equivalent to, they are adding 1 unit, so that will be 1 over, these are 10 small boxes in here, that is 0.1. Okay, now we are plotting -2, 24. This is -2 and then 24, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the point here. Then next, we have -1, 2, -1 and 2, that is the one here. Then we have 0, -4, 0, -4, then 1, 0. 1, 0 is here on the x-axis, and then we have 2, 8, 2 and 8, that is the point here. Then the next one is 3, 14, 3, then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is here. Then next we have 4, 12, 4 and then 12, 12 is here with 2 units below that. And then 5, -4, 5, -4. So this is the cubic equation. It comes like that, you see. Okay, so you have to join these points, and then you produce a smooth curve, so with your free hand. Okay, now we join the points, then we produce something like that. Okay, then part C, by drawing a suitable straight line on the grid, solve this equation here. Okay, so first of all, we are solving this one from what we are given. So you get what you are given, y, which is equal to 5x squared, then minus x cubed, minus 4. Then you bring this one here. It is minus 5x squared, not so? Then plus x cubed. I'm trying to follow the order here, okay? Then there is minus x, and then there is plus 14. This one is equal to what? 0. Now, we have to eliminate the x cubed here. and also the x squared. So that means we shall add these two equations. In many cases, we have always used subtraction, okay? That is if the signs are the same, but now these ones are different. So we shall get y here. This one disappears because this one is positive and this one is negative. The same thing happens to this one also. And then we shall have negative 4. Of course, here, there is no x, so plus a negative x, that will be negative x, and then negative 4 plus 14, that one gives us a positive 10, right? Okay, so then we have plus 10. So that is the straight line we are going to draw. Okay, now we need to find a few coordinates. 2 are enough. Okay, now when x is 0, y is going to be 10. Okay, put 0 here. Then suppose x is 5. Suppose x is 5. Or if, let's say, y is 0. Let's see, if y is 0 here, put 0 here, then bring x. So x is equal to 10. But then for that one, we don't have x is equal to 10 there, you see? So that's why I'm taking any of these ones here. So if our x is 5, so put 5 here, negative 5 plus 10, that one will give you a positive 5. So meaning y will also be equal to 5. Now we plot these 2 points. 0, 10 is here. And then also 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is here. Then we get the ruler and then we join these points here. So joining the points, we shall have, you get your ruler, please. You join with this one here of 0, 10. Just draw a line all through, okay? And that is that. Then where this line here has met with the curve, then we read off those x values. And we can see it does so at 3 points. That's why they have given us also 3 points, okay? So we have that one there, and then we have also this one here. Now the first one here, if I try to zoom a little bit, you can see that this is negative 1.5, then this is negative 1.6, so this one has to be negative 1.55, okay? Negative 1.55. But in a marking scheme, they give an allowance. Since we are not all going to draw the same graph, the same smooth curve, okay? Some people draw when they are shaky like that. So they give us from negative 1.7 to negative 1.4, and mine lies within that. So that means I can get the mark correct. And then this other one here is a 2. That one, there wasn't any other range they can give. They can't give you a range for this one, has to be perfect there. And then this other one here, we can see that it is 4.45. Yes, 4.45. And the range they gave is 4.4 to 4.7. So you can see that still my answer is within that range. Okay, so that is that. Question 15 is coming from statistics. They are saying the height of each of 140 basketball players is recorded. The table shows the results. So this is what we call grouped data. Part A, they are saying calculate an estimate of the mean. Now, mean for grouped data, you know, it is summation of fx over summation of f. And since we don't know the individual data points within the ranges, so we take our x to be the mid value. So the frequency for the first one is 7, and the mid value is going to be 160, then plus 180. We divide that by 2. Then next we shall have 12, then 180 plus 185 divide by 2. Then we have 185. No. We have the frequency 31 and then 185 plus 190, then divide by 2. Then we have 70 into 190 plus the 200, then we divide by 2. And then lastly, we have 20, then times this is 200 plus 210 divided by 2. And then after that, we divide the whole thing by 140. That is the summation of f. When you add all of these ones, they should give you the value they are talking about there. Okay. Now, altogether, what do we get here? By doing all of this up to here, those are 3 marks. Okay. And then you can give the answer. So I'm just going to put each and everything here. I'm going to get the whole total for this. And then after that, I divide by 140. Okay, this is 7, then times, of course, 180 plus 160, then divide by 2, that will be 170. Then plus, this is 12 into, that one will be 182.5. Then we have 31 into, that one will be 187.5. Then the next one is 70 times what we have in brackets is going to be 195. And then lastly, we have 20 into, that will be 205 inside there. So that is 26942.5, 26942.5, then divide by 140. 26942.5 divided by 140. The answer is 192. Okay, and the rest of those figures, there are even some recurring decimals. Okay, that's the bar you are seeing big. So I'm going to write to 3 significant figures. That will be 192. 192. But you said to 3 significant what? Figures. Okay, then part B. 2 of the players are chosen at random. Find the probability that both players have a height greater than 190 centimeters and no more than 200. So 190 is saying greater than. So we are looking at these ones here and no less than 200. So that means, I mean, not more than 200. So we are picking only from here. Okay. So if we are picking from here, by the way, here they don't tell you that they are picking these people without replacement, but you should know that you are picking this person, you are taking them out, so it is picking without replacement. And also when you are attempting this, you should know that you are picking one person at a time. Okay, so when we pick one person at a time, the probability here, what is the probability of picking? So before you pick, it is 70, all right, out of the total 100 and what? 40. Don't simplify this, okay? First leave it there, then times. Now, when you have picked that one person, the probability of picking another person is going to be, now the total has reduced, they will be 69. And also the whole total will also be 139. Putting this in a calculator, 70 out of 140, then times the 69 out of 139. So that will be 269 out of 278, 69 out of 278. Part C, complete the histogram to show the information in the frequency table. Now here we are seeing frequency density. Now for frequency density, we are, first of all, when we are plotting a histogram, we need to look at the class widths. If the class widths are all equal, okay, then that means we are going to plot frequency against the class boundaries. But if the class widths are different, then we plot frequency density against class boundaries. And how do we get the frequency density? Frequency density is got by getting the frequency divided by the class width. Okay, so now we need to find the frequency densities here. So by drawing a small table here, Then we find the frequency densities. This is what we have. So we have the height, and then the frequency density, which is equal to the frequency over the class width. So we have 160, then to 180. We have 180 to 185. We have 185 to 190. We have 190, then to 200, and then we also have 200 to 210. Is it 210? Yes, 210. Now the frequencies, so the first one, that is 7, the class width is 180 minus this, that is 20. So we shall have 7 over 20. This one actually gives us 0.35. So we need this one here. Then the next one, we have 12, then divide by 5. 12 divided by 5. This one has to give us 2.4. Yes. Then the next one is going to be 31, then divide by 5. So 31 out of 5, that is 6.2. And then the next one is going to be 70, then divide by 10. Okay, 70 divided by 10, that one will actually give us a 7. And then lastly, we have 20 divided by 10, which is a 2. 20 over 10, then that one is a 2. So now drawing, the first one is 160 to 180. That's 0.35. One small box here on the vertical axis is equivalent to 1, because they're adding 1 unit, then divide by 5, which is actually 0.2. Okay, now 0.3 is going to be in between here. You see that? Because the first one is 0.2, so 0.3 there. Now 3.5, then it will be nearing this other small box there. So that means I will draw just below this one here, below the second small box. Okay, like that. Then the next one is going to be 185, 2.4. 185, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2.4 is there. Then we connect with this one, and then to that. Then the next one is going to be 185 to 190, that is 6.2. So 19, is it one? Yes, 190. That is 6.2. So that is one small box above the 6. Then this one there. And then we connect it to this one. Then lastly, 190 to 200, that is a 7. So 7 is right up here. We connect it to this one here, and then bring it to this. So let me make this one a little bit better. So that is what we are going to have there. If you want, you can shade them, but no need, since even this one wasn't shaded. Okay, don't waste time. Question 16 is from percentages, and they are saying that Mateo invests $1,250 at a rate of R% per year compound interest. At the end of the 6 years, the total value of his investment is 1,484. And then they are saying that they're telling us to find the value of R. So to find the value of R, first of all, to get the amount, it is principal into 1 plus the R out of 100, and then power T. Okay, the period of time given. Now the amount is 1484. The principal is 1250. Then into 1 plus, this is r, which is out of 100. And then t is 6. So we are supposed to make r the subject of the formula. First, this is multiplication, so we undo it using division. So 1484, you divide by 1250, which will be 1 plus, then r out of 100, then to the power of 6. Now, I need to take away the 6 from there because r is inside here. Now, you know that when you say you have, let's say, r squared, which is equal to 4, okay? And you want to get r from here, you power this with a half, and also here half, because using the rules of indices, here you will have 2 times that a half, and this one will disappear. So it will give us a 1. You get it? So you get r, which is equal to the square root of the 4. You get that? So meaning what we can do here, but the power, actually I've powered this one here with, is the reciprocal of this one here. So in the same manner, I'll also come to this one and I put 1484, then out of 1250, I'll put this power 1 over 6. Even this other side, it is the same power I'm using, okay? Such that it takes away the 6 here. This one will cancel with that. You get it? All right. So that means we have 1484 out of 1250. Then 1 over 6. This one will be equal to 1 plus r, then out of 100. So you take the 1 here, you'll have 1484 out of 1250, then to the power of 1 over 6 minus 1, then this one is equal to r over 100. That means our r is therefore going to be equal to 100, then times this 1484 out of 1250 to the power of 1 over 6, then minus 1. So putting everything in the calculator here, what do we get? We have 100, then into, I'll open another bracket here, 1484, then out of, this is 1250, then close here, and then the power here is going to be 1 over 6. And then from there, I'll put minus 1, then close the brackets. Then this one is going to be 2.90 to 3 significant figures. 2.90, 3 significant figures. Question 17 is coming from Trigonometry. The diagram shows a quadrilateral ABCD, part A, calculate AD. Now, they want AD, but we know the angle that is opposite to that AD, and these two sides that are forming the angle that is opposite to this one. So there we are using the cosine rule. So using the cosine rule, we are going to have that AD squared then is equal to 9.6 squared, then plus 12.1 squared, minus 2 times that 9.6 times the 12.1, then cosine of the angle that is opposite to AD, which is 56 degrees. So that means our AD is therefore going to be the square root of everything here, okay? So the square root of what? What do we get from here? 9.6 squared, then plus 12.1 squared. That one gives us 238.57. 238.57. Then the next one, the multiplication of this, what do we get? 2 times 9.6 times 12.1. That is 232.32. 232.32. Then cos of 56 degrees. A mistake that is done by students here. They get this one, they subtract this, and then after they multiply by cosine of 56. That is very wrong. Take this as one term, and you also take this one as one term on its own. Okay? So what do we get here? To 3 significant figures. Square root of 238.57 minus 232.32 then cosine of 56. Remember, you have to check the mode of your calculator. You can see the D there, it is in degrees, okay? So we shall get 10.4, the three significant figures. Then part B, calculate the obtuse angle of BDC. BDC, this is the angle here. Now we can see that the side that is opposite to that angle is there, and the side that is opposite to this angle here is also given. That means from here we can use the sine rule, okay? We can easily use the sine rule. So we can say using sine rule. Remember, sine rule and cosine rules, they are used when the triangle is not right angled, okay? So since we are looking for the angle, then I will put the sine of the angle up. So sine of angle BDC, then divide by the side that is opposite to it, which is 15.8. Then we equate this one to sine of the other angle whose opposite side is also known, that is 47. Sine of 47 degrees, then out of 12.1, okay? Then we can cross multiply, and then we have sine of angle BDC. This one is going to give us 15.8, just multiplied with this sine of 47. There is no need for me to multiply this one in here because I will still divide it. So I just leave it like this here. And then this angle BDC is going to be equal to the arcsine of what we have here, okay? So arcsine of the whole of this. And then from there, what actually do we get? So this one is actually going to give us the acute angle, okay? It is going to give us the acute angle, the angle in the first quadrant. But remember, they asked for the obtuse angle, that is the angle in the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, we get angles by subtracting from 100 and what? And 80. So the answer we get, we subtract it from 100 and what? And 80 degrees. What we get here is the acute angle. So we have the arcsine of, now we have 15.8, then sine of 47. Then down here, we shall have 12.1. Then we close the brackets. That is 72.7. 72.7 degrees. That is to 1 decimal place. So meaning obtuse angle BDC shall be equal to 180 degrees, then minus this 72.7. So what is our answer? Then we shall say that 180 minus the answer we got. That is 107.3. 107.3. Remember, it is to 1 decimal place. Angles in degrees, we give them to 1 decimal place. And then part C, we are supposed to calculate the area of the quadrilateral. So area of quadrilateral, it is made up of the two triangles. So this one is going to be equal to area of triangle, which triangle, and also plus area of another triangle, which one? So let's see. We have this triangle here, ABD, and then BCD. ABD, BCD. A, B, D, and then BCD. A triangle which is not right angled, remember its area is a half, then AB, then sine of C. In other words, if you know the two sides that are forming the angle, and the angle is known, then you can get area of that triangle. Even in the list of formulae, it is given. Let's check it out. When you come to page 2, where they give you the formulae, you just come here, okay? Check here, area of a triangle. We know the A, we know the B, and then sine of the angle in between. You see that? Or you can use this A and C, then sign of the B if you know it. Or you can have B, then C if you also know the A there. So just two sides and then the angle they form. Now coming here, ABD, we shall have a half, then we shall have a half here times 9.6, then times 12.1, then sine of the angle in between them is actually 56. Okay, then we also do this other one here. We have gotten which side here. For this one, we know this one, but we don't know the angle here. You see it? Now here, we know this, but we don't know this, yet the angle is known. Neither do we know this, yet this one is known and the angle is known. So that means the angle that we are going to use here has to be this one here. So since this one is known and this one is known, then to get this one, we shall say 180 minus this one minus also this one. You get it? All right, so we shall have a half. We shall have a half, then times the sides are 12.1 and then 15.8. 12.1, then 15.8, then sine of 180 degrees. We subtract 107.3, and also, which other angle is it? 47? Yes, 47. And also 47 degrees, just like that. Now, what do we get here and here? So all together, let me just put each and everything in the calculator and then we get the answer. Now we have 0.5 times, let me actually just put this one in a bracket. 0.5, then times 9.6 times 12.1, then sine of 56, close that bracket, then plus, again 0.5 times 12.1 times 15.8, then sine of this will be 180, subtract 107.3, then minus also 47, close that bracket there, and then another one. So to three significant figures, we are going to have our answer as 89.6. 89.6. Three significant figures, as simple as that. Question 18, 2x squared plus 12x minus 2 can be written in this format. Find the values of a, b, and c. There are two methods that I'm going to show you here. You pick the one that you want, okay? Now, what we are going to do here, 2x squared plus 12x minus 2, I can factorize out the 2. That means we can have x squared, then plus 6x, then minus what? Minus 1. It's like I've done nothing, okay? Which is just factorizing. Then we get the coefficient of x, we divide it by 2. This is completing squares. You divide it by 2, so you get a 3. Then you put it together with this x in here, and then you square, then pop this one outside as a square, but then you subtract. Then there is this minus 1, okay? When you do that, the whole of this is this one here. This one here, okay? Then from there, we can simplify, open the brackets. This is 2 times x plus 3 squared. This is 9, and then the one that is negative 10, okay? We shall multiply with this 2 here. So meaning we shall get 2 into x plus 3 squared, then minus 20. So this is going to be our answer. So this simply implies that our A is a 2, A is this one, B is this 3, C is the 20, right? So 2, then 3, and then 20. Now, why have I divided this one by 2, then popped it outside, and then I squared? Some of you might be asking yourselves. So this is what you do. Now, I'm going to have these identities. Suppose I have x plus, let's say b, then squared. When I expand this one, it is going to be x squared. So put the square on this, then 2 times x times b. That one gives us 2bx, and then square the b. You get b squared. Are we there? Then from there, I need a side to have, I want this side to have only x's. That means I can take this one, this other side, right? So we have x plus b, then squared, minus b squared, then is equal to x squared plus 2bx. Now, I want you to look at the coefficient of x here. It's a 2b. So that 2b was divided by 2 to give you a b, not so? Then that b was put here and also here. Are you seeing that? So that is why I said that you get the coefficient of x here divided by 2, you get a 3. Then put it together with x in the square, but then pop it out here as a square. Okay? As simple as that. Then, alternatively, another person who is having a challenge here, you can do it this way. Okay? Alternatively, we are going to have, what are we going to have? We say 2x squared plus 12x then minus 2. This one is going to be a into x plus b squared then minus c. So what I do is to expand here and then I equate coefficients. So this is a. Inside here we shall have x squared then plus 2bx and then plus b squared then minus c. When you open the brackets, you'll have a x squared then plus 2b, it will be 2ab of x, then plus ab squared, then there is a minus c here. Okay, of course this is the one that is the same as that. Okay, then after that we can now equate coefficients. So from here, this means that the coefficient of x squared here is equal to a. Okay, this one here is equal to that. Then 12 here is equal to this one here. You see that the coefficient of x, and then this one here is equal to that one there. Are we together? Yeah. So now we can begin. A is equal to 2. Then 12 is equal to 2ab. That means b will be equal to 12, then divide by 2. Our a is a 2. Divide by 2a. So b is equal to a 3. The constant part is the whole of this. Okay? This one here, which doesn't have the what? The x. So the whole of this is our negative 2. So we shall have ab squared minus c, which is equal to negative 2. Our a is a 2, then b is a 3 squared, then minus c, which is equal to negative 2. So bring this one here. First of all, this is 9, then times 2, that will be 18. Then when this minus 2 crosses here, it becomes a plus. And then take this c the other side, it becomes a positive. And you can actually see that, that c is going to become what? A 20. So either way, you can expand and equate coefficients, or you can use this one here. That is all completing squares. Question 19, the diagram shows the major sector of a circle with radius 7.5. This is what we call circle problems. Calculate the perimeter of the major sector. So perimeter of this major sector is going to be equal to, there is radius here, again radius, and then also this length of the arc. So we shall have the radius, then plus again the radius, then plus length of major arc. and length of an arc is equal to the angle it subtends at the center of the circle divided by 360, because angle sum of a circle is 360, then times 2 pi r. We use 2 pi r because an arc is part of the circumference of the circle. Okay, so this will be 2, then times the radius is 7.5. You see that? Then plus, since this is the major arc, then the angle that this arc subtends at the center of the circle is this one here. It must look like it. If the arc is like this minor one, then look at also this arc here. That is the angle it subtends. Is that clear? So we shall have 360 minus, because angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. So 360 minus 126 divided by 360, then times 2 pi, and then our r is 7.5. Okay, so they never told us that we give our answer maybe in terms of pi. So I just put the whole of this in the calculator and then I get the answer. Okay, or I can first say that this is maybe 15, then plus what is the whole of this, maybe in terms of what? In terms of pi. We have 360 minus 126, then divide by 360, and then we shall multiply by 15, because 2 times 7.5, that's a 15, right? All right, so this one gives us 39 over 4. Now all together we have 15, then plus 39 of pi, then divide by 4. If they said we give the exact value or in terms of pi, that would be the answer. We would stop there. Okay, so this is going to be 45.6 to 3 significant figures. Question 20 is coming from 3D shapes, and they actually brought a pyramid. The diagram shows a pyramid OABCD. The pyramid has a square base with sides 10.5 centimeters. The vertex O is vertically above the center of M of the base, which is M, and actually it is always like that. The height of the pyramid is 24. Then part A, calculate the angle that OA makes with the base. So this is OA. Okay, the angle it makes with the base, then we have to pass through this. So that is the triangle we are supposed to have. Okay, so I'm going to draw a small triangle here, and that one is going to be a right angle triangle. So this is A, O, and then this is M. So this is the angle we want. We need to find AM. We don't know it. This one we know it. We don't even know OA. Okay, if we knew OA, then we would have used opposite over hypotenuse. We would use sine. You get it? Now, but we can find AM. Actually, AM is a half of AC. But then how do we get AC? AC, we are going to use Pythagoras theorem, because this one here is a right angle triangle here. Okay, so also by drawing another triangle, okay, here, by drawing another triangle, we can find our AC. Okay, let me keep this one down here, and then I take this one here. So I'm going to have which points do we have here? So we have a B here, then a C here, and then an A. So using Pythagoras theorem, remember Pythagoras theorem and SOHCAHTOA can be applied on a right angled triangle. Okay, so I'll take away this one here. This is 10.5, and also this one is 10.5. So AC is going to be the square root of 10.5 squared plus 10.5 squared, because this squared plus this squared will give you AC squared. All right, okay, then what do we have here altogether? 10.5 squared, I can just say times 2. That is 441 over 2. So root of the answer, that is 21. Then root 2 over 2. Then this AM, remember, is going to be a half of SC. Okay? Now, what do we have here? It is a half of this 21 root of 2 over 2. So don't you think this one is 21 root of 2 over 4? So that is our AM. Now, from there, we shall need, now this one is known, okay? So when I take this one, let me just shift this one here, and then I put it here. So we shall now have, this is 21 root of 2 over 4. So this will be, we shall use SOHCAHTOA, okay? Using SOHCAHTOA, tan of theta shall be equal to the 24, then out of 21 root of 2 over 4. So meaning theta is going to be the arctan of, this one will somersault and then comes there. So 24 times 4, that will be 96, then out of 21 root of 2. Okay, what do we get? Arctan of 96 out of 21 root of 2. The answer we get is 72.8. 72.8 degrees. That is to 1 decimal place. Part B, the diagram shows a frustum of a pyramid or ABCD. The height of the frustum is 16. Calculate the volume of the frustum. Now, this frustum here, they are even showing us that they cut out one what? Small pyramid from there. So for us to get the volume of the frustum, we have to get volume of this bigger one, then minus volume of this smaller one here. But we don't know the height of the smaller one. Okay, do we know the height of the smaller one? The height of the big one was given as 24. Now we have to use similarity of figures because this one is a pyramid and also this one is a pyramid. Are we there? So I will say, using similarity of figures, then the height, you can easily find that height. This one, if this is 16 from here up to here, that means this one here is going to be equal to 8 centimeters because the total was what? 24. We can easily get that. Not so. All right. But then we need the base volume of the pyramid is a third times the base area. Okay. A third times the base area, then times the height. So for this one, we know the base area is going to be 10.5 times 10.5, but we don't know this one here. Okay, the side, the base for this one that was cut off. So meaning, if this is the x, then even this one will be x. So we shall have, using similarity of figures, this x here now corresponds to this one here. So x over the 10.5 then is equal to, what else do we know? The height of this smaller pyramid is 8 over the height of the big pyramid is 8 plus 16, which is what? 24. So meaning x is going to be equal to, this is a third, then times 10.5. Of course, this will give us 3.5 centimeters. Now, that means volume of frustum, volume of frustum is equal to volume of the big pyramid, then minus volume of small pyramid. Okay, when you check on page 2 on the list of formulae, you will find the volume of a pyramid. So when we come to this page here, volume of a pyramid with base area A, you see it's a third times the base area, then times the height. So when we come here, this one is now going to be a third. The base area is 10.5, then times 10.5, then times the height for the big one is 24. Then minus, this is going to be a third times x, we have gotten it as 3.5, then times 3.5, because it is a square, right? Then times the height, which is 8. Okay, so what do we get here? Then minus what do we get here? The first one, we have 10.5 squared, then times 24, then we shall divide it by the 3. So that is 882, 882 minus, how about this one here? 3.5 squared times 8, then we divide by 3. That one is 98 over 3. Then what do we get all together here? 882 minus 98 out of 3. We get 2548. 2548, then out of 3. To 3 significant figures, this one will give us 849.3 recurring, which I can write as 849, then 3 significant what? Figures. So find m in terms of n. Now, since I'm seeing 64 and then 16, these ones can be expressed in terms of 4. So 16 is the same as 4 squared. Okay, but then there is power 5 here. This one is over 4 to the power of 1. And then this other one here is the same as 4 power 3. 4 times 4 is 16, then times 4, 64. So this is 4 power 3, then power n. Now, in indices, we have a rule: a power b power c is equal to a power bc. And then also a power b out of a power c, this one is going to be equal to a power b minus what? C. So that's what we are going to use here. I will multiply these ones, but then I will subtract a 1 here, okay? Because it is division. So 4 power 2 times 5, that will be 10m, then minus 1, which is equal to, then 4, 6n, when you multiply these ones here. So since the bases are the same, that implies that the powers are also the same. So 10m minus 1 shall be equal to 6n. And they are telling us to make m the subject of the formula. So we have 10m, which is equal to 6n, then plus 1. And of course, we shall divide all through by 10. That means m is going to be equal to 6n plus 1, then out of the 10. As simple as that. And then the last question of this paper, they are saying I is equal to v over r. V is 50, correct to the nearest 10. That means the error bound. We need to get the error bound. Error bound for v will be equal to 10 divided by 2, which is 5, because they said nearest what? 10. Because I can have, this is, let's say, 10, then we have 20, then we have, let's say 30. Now, when you look at this one here, 10 begins to be so from here. So we move 5 this way and also 5 this way. That is the nearest 10 around it. Okay. In other words, actually, I was supposed to use the 50. Sorry, not this one here. So they gave me 50. So this is 50. Then this has to be 40. Then this is This one is 60 and then 70. So nearest 10, you go 5 this way and also 5 this other side. So that means you have the 55 here and then the 45. You get it? Then the error bound. So that's why we get the accuracy they have given us here, and then we divide it by 2 to get the error bound. The error bound helps us to get the upper bound and then the lower bound. So error bound for R then is going to be equal to, they said nearest integer, that means the whole number. So that is 1, then we divide by 2. That one is going to be 0.5. What do I mean here? I have the number 13, the next one will be 14, the nearest integer, that is a 14, and then a 12. But this one begins from the 12.5 here and then ends here. Okay, so here we are going 4.5, I mean 0.5 this way, and also 0.5 here to give you a 1. You see that? Now, they say upper bound for I. So upper bound for I can just write I, maybe max. So if I want to get the maximum of I, first of all, this is V over R. I have to get something big, then I divide by something small to remain with something big. You get it? You have something big, then divide something very small, you remain with something big. So V max is going to be that 50, the max of it, or the upper bound. In other words, you can say I upper bound is equal to V upper bound over R upper bound. Okay, it's the same thing. Now, to get the upper bound, we add the error bound onto that number. So the error bound is a 5, and then here we have 13. The error bound is a 0.5. So meaning we have 55 out of 12.5. Then what do we get? 55 divided by 12.5. The answer is 4.4. As simple as that. So this has been it for this second part of the paper. Thank you so much for watching. May God bless you. If you find the content very helpful to you, kindly like, share, and even subscribe. See you in the next videos.